Have you ever wondered if you could get amazing, fall off the bone, smoked pork ribs in your electric smoker? The kind that makes your friends ask for the recipe without chaining yourself to the smoker all day. I totally get it. I used to think I needed a fancy, expensive smoker to get that perfect bark and delicious, juicy meat. But after a lot of trial and error, with my electric smoker, I discovered a super simple method that gets awesome results. And before anyone in the comments tries to tell me that's not real barbecue, trust me, my wife is a super picky eater. And she's been asking me to make these every weekend for like the last 2 months. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to get unbelievably tender, flavorful ribs with minimal fuss. Let's get started. All right, so you want to know what gear you need. Here's the thing, you probably already have most of this stuff. I'm using a master built electric smoker. I got it on sale at Home Depot for like 180 bucks. Is it the fanciest thing? No. Does it work? Yeah, it totally does. You're gonna need some wood chips. I grab whatever's cheap at the store. Apple, hickory, mesquite, oak, whatever. Today, I'm using the apple wood and mesquite because that's what I had in the garage. Now the water pan, this is super important. The first time I did ribs, I forgot this thing and my ribs came out like a Slim Jim. Yeah, not good. Oh, and get yourself a meat thermometer. You don't need a fancy $200 one, just something that tells you if your meat's done or if you're about to poison your family. And here's what I wish someone told me earlier. Turn your smoke around like 30 minutes before you put the meat on. I used to just throw everything in cold and then wonder why my cook times were all over the place. I learned from my mistakes, people. Don't do this. So you're at that grocery store, staring at that meat section like, which ribs do I buy? Let me break this down for you real quick. Normally, I tell you to get St. Louis style. They're like the sweet spot between price and meat. Spare ribs are cheap, but can be a pain to trim. And baby backs are tender and small, but usually cost more. But guess what I'm using today? I'm using baby backs. Why? Because they were on sale for like $3.50 per pound, and I'm not stupid. When baby backs are cheaper than spare ribs, you grab them and you don't ask many questions. Now, let's move on to trimming. Baby backs don't need as much work as other cuts, which is nice. I'm not gonna lie. The first time I did this, I butchered it. Literally. Just trim off the weird stuff, that chunk of fat here, this piece of whatever this is. You don't need to be perfect. And that membrane on the back, some people spend like 20 minutes trying to peel it off. I tried that. Made a mess. Now I just score it with my knife. Just make some cuts in a crosshatch pattern. It works fine, and you don't end up tearing the meat. Now, don't overthink the trimming part. Clean them up, make them look decent, and then just move on. We're making dinner here, not entering a beauty pageant. This is where we go from, they're okay, to holy crap, did you really make these? First, you need something to make your rub stick. I use yellow mustard because it's cheap and it works. Some people swear by olive oil or mayonnaise. I know it sounds gross, but I've tried it many times and it works great. For the rub, we're making our own. And it's going to cost maybe like $3. So it's going to be 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 1 tablespoon of paprika, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of chili powder, cayenne, and however much you can handle. I do about half a teaspoon because I'm not trying to burn my face off. And then you have your basics, which are salt and pepper. Mix it all up, slide your ribs with the mustard, and then just get your hands dirty. If you got time, stick these in the fridge overnight. By the way, if you're new to backyard barbecue and you want a little extra help with cooking times and temperatures, I have a free guide for you. It covers everything from meats to veggies, and it makes everything super simple for you. All you got to do is drop a 100 in the comments below and I'll send it your way. Okay, this is where things get real. You mess this up and you're going to be ordering some pizza. But don't worry, it's actually pretty hard to screw up. Set your smoker to 225 degrees Fahrenheit. Not 250, not 200, 225. I've tried everything else and this just works the best for me. And we're going to be doing a 2-2-1 method. That's 2 hours of smoking, 2 hours wrapped, and 1 hour unwrapped. So for the first 2 hours, the ribs go in meat side up, and depending on the size of your electric smoker, you may need to slice the ribs in half. I had to do this because mine isn't wide enough. Now, every hour or so, I spray them with apple juice and water, 50-50 mix. Don't ask me why. This is something my dad taught me. And his ribs were always good. So I guess it's a tradition. And then you're going to add some wood chips when you remember to. Don't stress about it. Now for the next 2 hours, it's going to be time to wrap these bad boys. I use foil because that's what I have, but you can use butcher paper too. Now before I wrap them up, I throw in some butter, some brown sugar, and maybe a splash of apple juice and some honey. And this is when they get really tender. And I'm talking about like fall apart tender. Now the last hour, you're going to unwrap them and then you're going to put them back in. And if you want sauce, brush it on now. I usually don't because the rub is good on its own. But my kids like sauce. So half get sauce and half don't. Now the timing isn't super important. If they need more time, then give them more time. The smoker isn't going to explode if you go over by 30 minutes. Now this is the part where most people either serve a rubber tire or they turn the ribs into mush. Let me show you some tricks. Temperature wise, you want right around 200 degrees internal. But honestly, I don't always trust the thermometer. Look, see how the meat's pulling back from the bone? That's good. And when I pick up the rack, it should bend but not break in half. If it snaps, you went too far. The toothpick test is my favorite. I stick a toothpick in between the bones, and it should slide in easy, like you're poking jello. Some people want ribs you can bite clean through. That's competition style. Now me, I want ribs that fall off the bone when I look at them. So sue me. Don't second guess yourself too much. When they look like they're done and feel like they're done, they're probably done. And you're going to get better at this the more you do it. Now you spend about 5 hours on these ribs. Don't ruin them in the last 5 minutes. Let them rest for like 10 minutes. I know you want to eat them right now. They smell incredible, but let them rest. And then cut between the bones with a sharp knife. Don't saw back and forth like you're cutting down a tree. Just use one clean cut. I serve half with sauce and half without. That way, everybody's happy and nobody's arguing at the dinner table. So there you have it. Electric smoker ribs that actually taste good. Are they exactly what you can get from some pit master that's been smoking ribs for like 30 years? Probably not, but they're damn good. And you made them in your own backyard. But ribs aren't the only thing that you can cook in a Masterbuilt electric smoker. Check out this video right here where I smoke a prime rib roast to perfection. It's so delicious. You're not going to want to miss this. So check out this video right here and I'll see you there.